Mr. Speaker, worthy members of the government, my esteemed partners and members of the Parliament, thank you for being here today. We have examined the terms defined in this argument and will flow them through. So, firstly, I notice that you mentioned that physical can reduce the risk of chronic diseases, but not completely get rid of them. So while I'm sure that physical abilities and movement do decrease your chances of getting certain chronic diseases, it does not entirely omit the chances that you can still get those diseases. So you're still at risk no matter how physically healthy you are. I did appreciate that you noted that you aren't dismissing mental health as good for the lifespan. I will say, though, you point out that exercise may release certain endorphins, but that will not change the list of assignments or number of classes that are having a toll on the mental health. So while people may be exercising and getting those endorphins, they may still have anxiety, stress, and depression. So exercise is not the answer to cure all of those issues with their mental health. They'll still need to seek help and advice and aid in improving their mental health to be productive as a student and to improve their life. 4, I'd like to note that you talk about enduring and surviving. If one is not mentally sound, how can they be expected to handle the physical tasks necessary to survive? If they arrive in a situation, find themselves in a situation where they need to be physically adept to survive, but they aren't mentally adept, they may have a hard time even beginning the process of starting their survival. The last is that you never mentioned disabled persons. If they don't have physical abilities, would you now argue that they're lacking the ability to survive or are any less able to overcome mental health issues because they aren't able to exercise and do physical activity? So let me bring up my case points to argue that mental is better than physical. Firstly, when you aren't doing well, it can be very hard to get yourself to move. A lot of times depression makes people incapable of taking care of themselves, of their body, of even being able to get out of bed. And if you aren't able to even manage those basic things, then you won't be able to manage exercise. So if somebody is having a hard time mentally, they won't be able to even begin the process of a better physical health. They need to first start with improving their mental health. Physical health can be a big upkeep, going to the gym, making healthy eating choices, etc. It can be hard to focus on something like that when you have other things going on in your mind with your mental health. So it's best to focus on mental health first and then move on to your physical health. My case point 2 is that there are other ways to take care of your body other than being physically active. You can make healthier eating choices, and that might be easier for somebody with mental health issues to do since it's not necessary for them to get up and moving to do them. So there are other ways other than physical to improve your mental health. So mental is more important because it is more prominent to fix. My case point 3 is that given you're talking about students, as students, we need our ability to focus and think and process information more than we do any physical attribute. There are many accommodations for disabled students on campuses, as well as no need for people to be physically active for them to attend classes. So we just need to have our brains, and improving our mental health will help us be better and more intelligent and more focused and attentive students. So for all of these reasons, vote for the opposition.